easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Good morning and welcome to ABC News Ghana. This is ABC Headlines. I am Khadija Isifu. Coming up in the headlines, Finance Minister Dr. Kasiela Toforson is set to present the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament today, detailing the government's fiscal framework for the coming year. President John Mahama has directed the Ghana Armed Forces to suspend its ongoing nationwide recruitment exercise following reports of injuries and deaths recorded in Accra and Kumasi. We have these and many more coming up. Do stay tuned. Dr. Kasiela Toforson is set to present the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, 2025, detailing the government's fiscal framework, policy priorities, and spending plans for the coming year. This year's presentation is viewed as one of the most pivotal in recent years as Ghana moves closer to exiting the International Monetary Fund program in May 2026. The budget is therefore expected to outline the government's blueprint for transitioning from IMF oversight to a domestically driven growth agenda. Dr. Forson has previously indicated that the 2026 budget will prioritize job creation, productivity, and economic expansion anchored on targeted investment in key growth sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and digital innovation. The presentation is also expected to highlight measures aimed at consolidating macroeconomic stability, improving domestic revenue mobilization, and enhancing social protection programs to cushion vulnerable populations. Now, away from budget reading, President John Mahama has directed the Ghana Armed Forces to suspend its ongoing nationwide recruitment exercise following reports of injuries and deaths recorded in Accra and Kumasi. He said the temporary halt would allow for a thorough investigation into the incident and ensure that future recruitment processes are conducted under safer and more controlled conditions. Speaking at the launch of the Nkokon Kitinkiti program in the Ashanti region, President Mahama described the development as deeply regrettable and stressed the need for reforms to prevent further casualties.
Na Accra akoye kropono na se nipa dodo a epie ye se omotwe se adwuma no na omodoso yie na aho prepare ne ade a ehye ase abra ye bie gate no se nipa enwremu no ma nipa ni bebre de ahode epia se omokọ omanim etimi enwremu na arehosem ne se ebi ehwe ase emye tietia omoso na menemo ka sei se na yenya ntiye nipa ensia yamabunu ahwere omonkwa na dumie no bi so eda hospital a eche se ayedin so ye bompa se omho beto omo na nyame enya areho ama omo.
Away from the tragedy, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has expressed deep concern over the tragic stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise, urging collective action to prevent similar incidents in the future. He called on all stakeholders to work together to address the underlying issues that led to the tragedy, emphasizing the urgency of finding a lasting solution. Speaking in the Parliament on Wednesday, when members of Parliament made statements on the tragic stampede that occurred during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise at the Elwak Sports Stadium, the Speaker also urged President to appoint a substantive Minister of Defense, as the pressures on the office necessitate a permanent appointment.
And because of we are all protected, you know what they do. They decide not to sleep like the police so that we can sleep. It's not an easy job. So please, even though some measures have been taken, I will direct our committee to follow up on the process. And then also emphasize what others have said for us to expedite the process of appointing a substantive minister. It's not because the current minister acting is not capable, but we know the pressures on him. And so we need to have somebody who will come with full report and look at some of the issues you've raised. What prevents this country from having a continuous recruitment or enlistment process? We don't have to wait and do it once every year or sometimes 2 years so that you can accumulate so many people. This is an institution that we all revere. And it's because of them that we are all protected. You know what they do. They decide not to sleep like the police so that we can sleep. It's not an easy job. So please, even though some measures have been taken, I will...
Away from that, stakeholders at the launch of the 5th edition of the Ghana Digital Innovation Week 2025 have called for the extensive adoption of digital innovation in the country's development agenda as a catalyst for growth and job creation. The opening ceremony of the digital innovation saw hundreds of participants, including government officials and private innovators, to discuss the future of technology and digital inclusion in Ghana. There's more in this package. Apologize for not being able to bring you the video. And that's how we wrap up with the headlines this morning. For more news, visit our website at www.abcnewsgh.com and follow us on our socials at abcnewsgh_. ABC in the Morning with ABENA Mante is up next. I am Khadija Isifu. Have a lovely day.
To do my day jollof.
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so good. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
The glam we see, the characters we love, they've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details or the experiences unheard?
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to like exercise like a whole year. Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration.
They made my depression worse. Yes.
The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves.
Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they're here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GA.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your athletes' health matters with expert insight from our renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Magic pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abe.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Rent back with the beer. Come on, come and see what. Wait, this guy. My friend, see before.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Avoiding injuries, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnut. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets Weekday. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts na. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be woho. Omo can they?
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me a catch me. Gino, Bibi. Wait me a catch me.
Oh, really, you wanna?
But I want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready.
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes paste. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What about your love for no Hey, Gino, we about your love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
oh.
perfume rice. No papa ni.
The glam we see, the characters we love, they've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details of the experiences unheard.
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to exercise a whole year.
Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration.
They made my depression worse. Yes.
The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves.
Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they're here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GA.
morning, good morning, good morning. It's great to be back on your screens. You're watching ABC in the morning live here on ABC News GH with me, ABENA MANTE. We have so much for you on the show. We are back bigger and better, and you don't want to miss out on ABC in the morning every weekday from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. There's so much on the show. We'll be unpacking the various segments on the show so that you can appreciate what we have for you. But we'll not be doing this alone. We'll be doing it with you. And so come along with us and let's have a great show here on ABC News GH. Very soon, my producer will be joining me in studio, and then we'll go through all of the programs we have for you. Today we'll have conversations that are very important. Everybody is looking at Parliament today because the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiola Tuforsing, will be presenting the 2026 budget and would like to know what to be expecting in this budget. Business community has its expectations. Various aspects of the economy, those who drive it, also have their expectations of the Finance Minister. And so all eyes and ears on the Parliament where we'll hear everything. And so we'll be bringing you live conversations from Parliament, and so you don't want to miss out at all. You want to keep your dial here, your TV tuned in on ABC News GH. We have all of this for you. Yesterday, a very tragic incident occurred. Unfortunate incident. Nobody wanted that. I always say that one life lost is one too many. How much more 6 lives? Young persons went for processes that could help them get recruited into the armed forces. And unfortunately, 6 persons died here in Accra. Others in critical condition. And not just in Accra, in Kumasi, we understand that some were also injured. And if you saw the numbers that trooped in, it was worrying. It was very, very worrying, especially for the families of those who lost, their lives, their loved ones. Imagine seeing your child off, your daughter off, for a process that should be seamless, and the next moment you're hearing that they had lost their lives. Very unfortunate incident, and all of us are mourning the loss of 6 valuable lives, 6 talents gone, 6 futures gone. We'll have conversations on that because it's really worrying, extremely worrying. 2 a.m. there were so many people there just to go through processes that many have said are outdated, body selection. And seeing what happened, it was a tragedy as it was. But today our conversations we will be having, joining us, Honorable Alexander Kwesi-Akwa, the MP for the good people of Achimda, Dr. Thomas Anaba, the MP for the good people of Garu, and Charles Kwesi-Appiah. He is the head of business unit for Guta. They will be joining me for all of our conversations here on ABC in the morning. And again, you will also be joining us for conversations on ABC in the morning because Ghana Speaks is the segment for you. You call us and we'll have some great conversations here on the show. We're also streaming live on our socials. And so if you're leaving home to run whatever errands, to go to work, to do anything, and you're worried that without your TV you can't watch ABC in the morning, rest assured you can catch us on our socials and you can follow the morning show there. We'll take a very quick break. When we return, we'll run you through what we have for you here on ABC in the morning. Stay with us.
Rent back with the beer open.
Come on, come see you.
Hey, with Jessica. My friend, still do form.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto chiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mpe baby amubeda. Oh, na beka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. A delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper, and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abe.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
And your daddy trying to kiss keke.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets with Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your friend say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we share Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omo kan dey.
No, my Chris. Hi. Amenya no. Mabon.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wetin ya catch me? Gino bibi. Wetin ya catch me?
Oh, love you no.
But I want to mean Gino.
Me too ba. Anyway, na me love you kakla.
Wow. I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino. Tomatoes paste. Ella, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What about your love for no Gino, we come your love.
Gino. Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa near.
The glam we see, the characters we love, they've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details of the experiences unheard.
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to exercise a whole year.
Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration.
They made my depression worse.
Yes.
The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves.
Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they're here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GA.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning live here on ABC News GH. We're streaming both on Facebook and on YouTube. ABC News GH. ABC News GH. That is the handle for both pages. And so you can follow us, subscribe to our channel, and let's enjoy all of the conversations. Someone, my producer, is in here with me. Let's talk to you about what we have for you as we have come back bigger and better. Sammy, hello. We have missed our viewers. Our viewers have also missed us.
Yeah, it's been a very dull 1 month without ABC in the morning. I know our viewers have missed the show because this show has brought a lot of big conversations, discussed topical issues in the country. And it's good to be back.
It is. It's
very good to be back on the air. It's very good to be back. And we are coming up with new exciting segments.
Okay. And
that will excite our viewers. That will be very much intrigued to follow.
Okay.
But what this show has always been is that it has been the show for the viewers. Like we make sure our viewers participate so very much in the show. And with the new model and the new segment that we've developed for ABC in the morning, the viewers are still at the center
of the
conversation. And this is going to be something they will love, they will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And the most exciting part is that these days we'll be bringing in guests to the studio. If viewers would see that we are in a new studio, unlike before, means that we are moving forward, and we'll be bringing in guests. We used to do the online or the conversations, which were still very intriguing, and it was something new that in the landscape, in the Ghanaian landscape, no media station or media house was doing. We were focused on getting all our resource persons through online Zoom, and they were participating, and it was still interesting. It didn't take anything away from the show, but this time around we are going to the Ghanaian norm. We are bringing the guests to the studio.
We still hold online conversations.
The online conversations. So guests who come into the studio would have very pulsating discussions. And Abena, you as our host, I'm telling you, it's going to be something that our viewers will enjoy, because you always bring that smile, you bring that vibe to the show, and our viewers have always loved to see you on screen, and I'm sure they miss you a lot.
I have also missed them. I have
a couple of people that I know they have missed you. They are your callers, those who have been calling in on the show, sending text messages from Kumasi and all the.
I'm actually looking forward. If there's any segment I am looking forward to, it is Ghana Speaks. Yes, I love Ghana Speaks so much because of how everybody is very raw in their submissions. They are very candid in their submissions, and it also tells you that Ghanaians are in a very participatory democracy or governance. We all want our voices to be heard, and when we are given the opportunity to speak, it's not a time where we are going to sugarcoat things. And so yes, I have really missed the Ghana Speaks. I wish it were Ghana Speaks right now, and then I could hear from our viewers.
So one thing is that the show is live on TV as usual, and live on social media platforms. So we are streaming. We'll be streaming on Facebook and as well as on YouTube going forward. So our viewers who are not in their homes can participate on these platforms, and like we do, you can send in your text message through these our streaming platforms, or even send in your request or whatever you want to through our social media platforms. You can DM us on Facebook, DM us on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. So it's going to be a very intriguing show. So let's talk about the new things that we are bringing to the show. The show has always being, like I said, audience-centered show that talks about key issues in the country, political, social, economic, health-wise, education. We've always brought that to our viewers, so we are not taking that away.
It's still going to follow that
if you do that, you are taking the joy of your viewers away.
Right.
So we've listened, and we are going to maintain all of these things. So we'll still have our front story, which we used to do at the beginning of every morning. Our show, we start with our front story, where we discuss a topical issue in the country. We give the resource persons, we bring in resource persons to talk about that issue, or we do an editorial from our point of view, what should be done to fix that issue. So if you look at our front story, it has always been about targeting an issue in society that needs to be fixed. Then we discuss and profess solutions to that. So front story will still be on the ABC in the morning show.
That's wonderful.
Now, apart from front story, we would have other segments that will intrigue you, but the other segment that will continue to be in the show is the main discussion. And this time around, we'll be having the main discussion in this studio, where we'll be bringing our politicians. Your favorite politician will be on this show, I trust.
Your MP also be here to speak on matters. So we'll hear what you have been telling your MP.
Yes, so all the favorite politicians in the country, the vocal people, the people who matter when it comes to political, social, economic issues in the country will be on this show, because this show is bigger and is promising to be better as ever as it has been. So we'll be bringing all the resource person, technocrats will be coming onto the show, experts will be coming onto the show as well in our main discussion to talk and give their opinions to issues across the country that needs to be solved. Now, the main discussion, because we have the guests coming in just right after the main discussions, after all the people, the politicians have laid down their arguments, and after they have sometimes even quarreled and shouted on each other on the show, what we will do now is open the lines for our viewers to share their thoughts on what has been discussed. So just after the main discussion, we'll have the Ghana Space.
Wonderful.
Where our viewers would call in, right? They'll call in onto the show to talk about the issues that they also want to talk about, to add their voices. Like we say, democracy is for the people, right? So you should make your voice heard. And with the new model, we'll still make sure that the voices of our people are heard.
So this is the point where I'll say that we look forward to receiving as many calls as possible every day on the show. And so
because of the structure, we are dedicating 15 minutes for calls.
That's quite a lengthy time.
Yeah, that's quite time. So because we love our viewers that much, we are giving them some 15 minutes for calls, text messages, and all of that. We take that after main discussion and all of that. The show will still come with the sports. I mean, the sports segment will still be on the show as we used to do, where our sports guys bring all the news from the world of sports.
And we're even entering into a very important sporting season. So
James Ohima Machion and Soti Eugene would all be here to give us the latest in the world of sport. I mean, the Black Stars are in Japan to play,
some friendlies?
No, you can say friendlies, yes, it's friendlies, but it's also a cup. They call it the Korean Cup or whatever. So the Black Stars are in Japan. As it stands now, I'm taking the sports of the sports people to give our viewers the latest in the world of sports. There's a shine. Let me take a shine small. So sports will bring. I can see Ohimba wants to come in Dobwa, and then the sports. Right. So we want to talk about. They will bring you all the latest in sports. The Black Stars are in Japan training. We hear the goalkeeper. Benjamin Asari is the only player yet to report to camp, and it's unlikely that he will start the first game. And the camp has started. Almost all the players are there except him. And so all of these things you expect you should expect that the sports segment will feature on Nigeria and their hula balloon, their bruhaha with.
You don't want Nigeria to qualify, so I can understand you.
They are also in Morocco for the playoffs. They have.
I'm supporting them. I'm praying that they go. I mean,
madam. How do you support Umonaya?
Why shouldn't I support them?
Why should you support Umonaya?
Why should I not?
I mean, those people, they can mock us like.
Because they can mock us.
Oh yes, we have to mock them back. And in fact, they are not going to the World Cup. Nigeria will not go to the World Cup. If like they should climb top and come down, they will not go. And luckily for us, unfortunately for them, but luckily for we the haters, they have issues in their camp.
Yeah, about that.
Their players are not being paid and all of that. So
that's unfortunate. I mean, when you
players decided not to train at a point. I hear it has been resolved, but I know it will still impact the game. So let's see. They have Gabon today. They have to hope that they win today, beat Gabon, and wait for the winner of Cameroon and DRC to play in the final before then they go to the intercontinental playoffs, which comes off next year in March. Before, if they make the one spot, then they can go to the World Cup. It's a long journey for them.
And you think they won't be able to make the journey?
They can't. They won't get there. So some of these things you expect to see on the show and on the sports segment.
That's great.
And another thing we are keeping on the show and that we've not taken away is the executive interview.
Very important aspect of the show.
Where we dedicate time or airspace to the business community, to people who are bringing something to the society, innovators, entrepreneurs, businesses, corporate institutions, schools, whatever event you are hosting, you want to sell that event, you want to promote that event, you want to advocate for something. This is the segment you should come on.
The executive interview,
which is also a segment that we've dedicated for our community, the business community, the corporate world. In fact, you can't exist without the corporate world, right? So we need them, they need us, they should come on board and we'll work something out on the executive interview. It's going to be every day, so if we get sports and people coming in every day, we'll dedicate time on the show to talk about that thing, that business they are coming.
So this is a very special invitation for myself to our viewers. I would really love to have you come and talk about the program you're hosting, the thing you have innovated. Whatever you have, just come on ABC in the morning on executive interview and let's talk about your school is holding a graduation. You want us to people to come for the graduation. You're going for a very special program.
School's anniversary. Anniversary. I trained this.
They should come here.
Right.
Also, it's for everybody, and so we'll look forward. I am really looking forward to having you on the set with me, and then we can talk about it. It will be in studio, and so it will be great to speak with you about it. So, for those who want to come on executive interview, how do they get in touch?
Right. So to get in touch for our executive interview, we have our call line. You can just call.
And the numbers are
scrolling on the crawlers. So if you just watch ABC, you see that we have the numbers on our screens, and then you can reach out to us, to the producers and the marketing department, and we'll take it from there. We'll work out something. This is a show that we want we want the business community, the corporate world to be part of our show. So no matter what we are doing, we'll find a way to make it fit in. So don't see that.
I mean, Christmas is also coming. I'm sure there are so many people who have packages that they want to sell. They have programs coming up. You want to invite people to come for your programs. You're a musician. You've even brought.
In fact,
I mean, you could play a song and I'll interview you here. I mean,
really, I'm not so good at singing. I'm so bad at it. So.
We'll take it like that. But
everybody. In fact, like you mentioned, if you want to promote your music, promote your music, your act, whatever you are doing, this is the segment you also love to come on. The big musicians, if they want to also come in, they are welcome. In fact, I want to see
Black Sheriff.
You know already.
Or maybe the day we able to get Black Sheriff into this building, maybe something you have to take my seat and then speak with him.
Yeah,
because anybody who knows Black Sheriff should tell him that his biggest supporter is my producer Samuel Nimado. He doesn't go a day without listening to a Blacko song. And so Black Sheriff, my producer, is your very, very biggest supporter in Ghana. Anybody who says they are your biggest supporter, tell that person that I said my producer Samuel Nimado. When you go on social media, he's called Sam2Ga77. He's your biggest supporter.
Blacko is generational, so I love him.
So you love him?
Yeah. So so all musicians, not just Blacko. In fact, I love a lot of musicians. Sark is one of my favorite as well. So I have a lot of favorites.
So were you not a journalist? Maybe what would you have ventured? I know your voice is bad. Maybe you'll be managing a musician.
Nah, I don't think so. If I wasn't a journalist, I would probably end up teaching
in academia.
Yeah. If I didn't end up teaching, perhaps I should have been a footballer, because growing up I was so good.
Sam2Ga77.
Yeah. Growing up I was so good in football, but people don't believe it because I've lost everything.
I mean, you were not good. It was just for a period of time. If you were good, it would be generational.
If it's been ages since I stepped on the pitch, so Sammy, you can understand me.
Well, I cannot understand you. What you are good at, you, Sammy. When you wake up and we say, Sammy, start talking about so and so and so, you start talking about it. You can't tell me you've not stepped on the pitch for a while so you can play football.
Let's see.
We'll see.
We'll see about that. Okay. So the show brings everybody on board. I mean, like I said, from our viewers to the corporate world, we make sure that everyone is part of the show. So those watching us from the business community, the corporate world, will love. This is the part that they should come on.
Also, somebody said that they loved that we, as ABC News Ghana, we place a lot of emphasis on human-centered stories and activism issues.
That is what makes the difference.
Yes.
Because, in fact, people are advocating that journalists or journalism should be moving towards activism, because that is the only way you can make change in society. One of my favorite journalists, Anas Armia Anas, is one of those staunch supporters of activism in journalism. So it is part of our model. We always want to advocate and push for a cause, for something to be done right.
There should be something to live for. There should be something to die for. And if there's anything that is standing in the way of anybody living a very promising life or a fulfilling life, then you need to speak against it. If you have to speak up for those who do not have the voice to speak. I'm always glad that we are always part of the conversation against illegal mining.
Very
we would always
in fact, we are one of the stations when we started, very new here, I was here, we were one of the stations that started having that rekindled. I mean, there was that conversation from 2017 and all of that, but at the point it became subdued, nobody was talking about galamsey. We were one of the people who started having that conversation. That rekindled the conversation about galamsey, and everybody started picking it up and became an issue again. Now advocacy is continuing, but rather these days it's
settled a bit.
It's settled a bit.
And Namas is doing some work, and we say kudos to them. It should be better and better and better, because again, since I'm back on the screens, our waters will not clear themselves if we do not stop illegal mining. Like our last always says, it's not even just about the look of the water. You don't know when there's trace metals and all in it. So we should keep the fights going.
Let me not go there. I just wanted to chip in that the NSMQ, when I was watching it, there was a question on mercury and whether tiny little particles of mercury are toxic or not. It was a true or false question or so. Then the answer was that what a little like this is still toxic, because mercury does not digest. It does not go anywhere. It stays in your body, for years.
There's some metals that are very toxic, right? Or some elements that are very, very toxic. And if you if you ever stepped in the lab, you'd learn a lot about mercury. It's so sad, right? When again, talking about guarantee is a very important thing, and it always evokes some emotion, but things like this that people are just playing with. I feel like people are playing with our lives because of money. You're pouring mercury, you're pouring cyanide into our water. Some of the last conversations we had before we went on the break, when we spoke to the Ghana Water Limited and the turbidity of water, the Kwenyako water plants had to shut down because the turbidity was so bad. The silt that had aggregated was just so much. They could not process the water.
So these are some of the conversations that we will continue to have on our morning show on the ABC in the morning, on the main discussion and other segment, front story. Now, the new segment that we are adding to the show, it's we are bringing what we call ABC Speaks.
ABC Speaks. Okay.
Now we have Ghana Speaks,
where Ghanaians get to speak.
They tell us their mind. They tell the government their mind, as we say in our local parlance.
Yeah.
They tell everybody their mind, right? So on ABC Speaks, ABC as
a
station, or the newsroom of ABC, will also tell our mind on issues.
Okay.
So this is the segment where we do our editorial properly.
Okay.
Right? We do a proper editorial of issues in the country, right? And then we make sure that the viewers are tuned to them, the policy makers hear it, the stakeholders, those who matter, those who are supposed to act on these issues, take it seriously. So ABC Speaks will feature prominently on ABC in the morning. It will come twice a week, which will be on Wednesday and Fridays. So we bring you ABC Speaks on Wednesday and Friday. Very, very, very important. So it is one of the things we are going to be bringing on our show. So starting next week would be starting with ABC Speaks, where we give our voice as a station on issues. Not just share our thoughts, but with facts, with data, and with objectivity. We are not just going to spew anything out there. We are not going to shout like people do and shout on stations and shout on TV, because we believe that shouting does not necessarily bring the work to be done or get the work to be done. It's about presenting the issues as it is, the figures, the fact, right? Making your point clear, right, and concise. So ABC Speaks will be doing that starting next week. So every Wednesday, from after the front story, we go on a break, come back, and we do ABC Speaks before we start our main discussion. So it should be starting every Wednesday at 7:35 thereabout. For 15 minutes we do that, then we do our main discussion. So from 7:30, 7:35, our viewers can be expecting
let your viewers hear what as a newsroom you've also discussed. Because in any case, you have discussions there, heated discussions where everybody takes their stance. But at the end of the day,
we present one.
Yes, there will be a convergence where I would either have converted you or you would have converted me, or would make some concessions somewhere. But I love what the new show is looking like. I love the fact that we get to speak, those who matter on a conversation get to speak, and then the average Ghanaian also gets to speak.
Last segment on the show, that the new other segment we are bringing, what we call Community Watch, right? And now, this time round, we'll go to communities, center on communities. A community, say we are in La. What is the paramount developmental issues
in La?
We'll take up that issue. We go to the community. We interview the community members. We interview the authorities in the community that are supposed to have acted on that issue to see what they are doing. So Community Watch will be coming to the communities, the district, the local areas, the electoral areas to talk about the community, right? To talk about the issues, the pressing issues in the community. It can be a dilapidated school structure. It could be water, sanitation issues. It could be anything.
And there are so many issues.
And social issues. And our communities are bedeviled with a lot of developmental challenges. So Community Watch will be exposing some of these challenges and making sure that the duty bearers act on them. So Community Watch is very prominent. It's going to be very prominent.
If there's one thing that I was so happy about when we're having all of these discussions, it was Community Watch. If you would realize, again, I go back to Ghana Speaks. So many times we've received calls here on Ghana Speaks, and apart from sharing their thoughts on matters, we've had our viewers tell us some of the issues in their communities that they complained about, that they wished some attention were brought on or some lights thrown on. And so this is a very great opportunity to also work hand in hand with our viewers.
So Community Watch is going to be live on ABC in the morning. And that is also going to be twice a week. We're going to have Mondays and Thursdays. So Monday still within the same period of 7:35, right? 15 minutes Community Watch. Monday, so 7:35 to 7:40 to 7:50.
50, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
My producer, well, I can't even fight with you or argue with you because I made the mistake. Well, from 7:35 to 7:50, 15 minutes of throwing a lot of light on communities. And so
if you are in your community and you have a pressing issue in your community, you should be reaching out to us to come to your community to talk about that issue, right? So if you are in Accra, outside Accra, anywhere part of the country that you are, and you have a pressing issue in your community, come and we'll share light on that. So Mondays and Thursdays, Community Watch is live on ABC in the morning, and then Wednesdays and Fridays, ABC Speaks is also live.
That will be great. That will be great. So let me tell my favorite segments on the show right now.
Which is
Ghana Speaks,
as usual,
and Community Watch. Those are the two. In any case, we'll continue to have main discussion, but I really want to appreciate what's happening to the Ghanaian voter, the Ghanaian populace. We go to the polls to vote every 4 years, and we expect that so much is done for us. Our duty bearers live up to their name, live up to the allowances they take, the salaries they are collecting, so that it does not become a ceremonial thing where there's a program or an event coming and then somebody shows up and does something and then they go. We should see development, we should see growth as a very regular part of our lives. We should see it happening every single day. Education is a very important thing. There are students in school, pupils in school who, unfortunately, there are some who are still walking to school barefooted, some who are wearing tattered clothing to school.
So these are the issues
these are issues,
community-centered issues that we will be having on ABC in the morning. So
and could our communities also be a school is having a challenge? It's a community,
it's also a community issue, right? So it could even be, say, professional communities.
Right.
Yes, it could be professional communities.
I mean, in the past year, we've had our labor unions and our business communities very, very hot.
Yeah. So it could be even professional communities. But what we would love is it should be local communities, geographical communities. We go there. We talk about that issue. We expose the lapses in that community for the two bearers. So this is just a wrap. And then, I would have forgotten the show the part where we wish our viewers the birthdays, the anniversaries, and all of that is still here.
And that is great. We've had some very nice messages come in for loved ones. People have sent nice messages. And so you should be sending us your messages for your loved ones. So anybody celebrating their birthday, they are celebrating any milestone, send us a message. Go on our socials, our social media pages and just DM us. You know what we mean when we say DM us. Get into our DMs, into our message, and then send us a message, our inbox, and send us a message. Send a picture of the person, send their name, send your message, and we will do well to wish them a happy birthday for your whatever celebration they are going through or they're enjoying, so that we will help you celebrate them. So this is all that we have for you on ABC in the morning. Our front story, ABC Speaks, Community Watch, main discussion, happy hour, executive interview, and the latest in the world in sports, and my favorite, Ghana Speaks. And so you don't want to miss out on that at all. We are back bigger and better, and so join us. For all of you who also want to advertise on the show, come on board and let's do some advertisements for you. Read your LPMs, play your arts on the show. And if you want to also sponsor us, why not? ABENA Mante would love for you to sponsor us here on ABC in the morning. Sammy, thank you so much for sitting with me and running through the show with our viewers. I know they will be enjoying it with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Our guests will be here soon.
We'll be here soon. I'll be looking forward to you also going to Parliament. Again, let me pick a few thoughts.
Just on that. Let's quickly wrap up on that. Today's part is budget reading.
Budget reading,
so obviously, as ABC will be covering the budget. Our coverage will start at 2 p.m. because we understand Parliament will start the budget at 3 p.m. So from 2 p.m. ABC in the morning, ABC News Ghana, not just the morning show, ABC News Ghana would be covering the budget presentation by
and beyond that, we'll start bringing conversations about the budget.
Yeah. Kasiela Tuforce will be presenting the budget, so we'll be bringing that coverage. You should tune it here. We'll go to Parliament, bring you all the live interviews. We'll also bring our guests onto the show. We'll engage the business community, measure their expectations. After the budget, we have a few takes on what they make, the initial thoughts of the budget, and then proper, the next morning, which is Friday, tomorrow, would have guests in studio
to talk about,
to debrief the budget and dissect it.
Wow, then that's great, Sammy. Thank you so much for coming on the set. Thank you. So that's my producer, Samuel Nyimagbe, telling us all that you should be expecting here on ABC in the morning. Come along with us and let's have a great show. Let's grow together here. We promise you nothing but the very best. Nothing but the very best. We'll take a break. When we return, we will bring you more on ABC in the morning. Stay with us.
Jollof. Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah. Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof Soko!
Jollof Soko! Tasty near!
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight from our renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports.
Rent back with the Pia Upa. Come on, come see you. Where Jessica? My friend, see the phone.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, wono ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
The glam we see, the characters we love, they've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details of the experiences unheard.
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to exercise a whole year.
Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration.
They made my depression worse. Yes.
The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves.
Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they're here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GH. Magic pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenina da da da. So pa mediane no abe. Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets with Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we share Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omo kan dey.
No ma Chris hi ananya no. Mabon.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wetin ya ka tell me? Gino bibi. Wetin ya ka tell me?
Oh, let me know no.
But you want to mean Gino.
Me too ba. Anyway na me repeat akla.
Wow. I love Gino. I can't miss this one.
Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gift for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes paste. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What the budget love for no Hey, Gino, we come your love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
Oh.
perfume rice. No papa ni.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see what? Wait, Jessica. My friend, see before.
It's the Telesur Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telesur Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telesur Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telesur Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is capping? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
My name is Benedicta Apia from Bekwai Asante, a student at the University of Ghana, and currently I'm playing for Teshi Constance. Right now, I'm in level 200. Okay, I started playing football at the age of 5 years. But I quit football through some injuries and some small this thing. So I started again around 2021. Yeah, I started with Army Ladies. My mom used to encourage me in some ways because she was once a footballer and a volleyball player. So she always supports me in anything that I need in life to achieve my football career. Okay, football has meant a lot for me. Like, I know that through football you can help others in their destiny, like in their niche and something like that, like Grace Asantua used to do, like to the orphanage and other people. Yeah. Like this, my finger. I always use this my finger to motivate myself because when I work this finger, I know say like I have done a lot, so I have to continue. So there is no need for me to give up in life through football. One, I'm a hard-working girl. Two, I like to motivate people through my experience in life. And three, well, I like to cheer up with people.
It's what I'm saying. When you give time, believe me, she'll be one of the professional goalkeepers who gets in Ghana because she can go far. Yeah, I've seen her movements, positioning, how she moves, how she scoops as a lady, and most importantly, the energy.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning, live here on ABC News GH with me, ABENA MANTE. It's time for our main discussion, and we have so many important things to talk about. Very prominent is the stampede that occurred yesterday at the Elwak Sports Stadium when some potential recruits trooped into the area and 6 persons died. Very unfortunate incident that happened. We'll be having conversations about that. Also, we will look at the 2026 budget that will be presented today by the Finance Minister. And I'm glad to have with me in the studio Dr. Thomas Anaba. He is the MP for the good people of Garu. We'll also be joined by Honorable Alexander Kwesiakwa, the MP for Achimda. He's joining us via Zoom. And we'll also be joined by Charles Kusi Apia. He's the head of business unit for Guta, for all of these conversations. But Honorable Thomas Anaba is here with me. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
And good morning. You are my first guest for my main discussion in our studio, my very first in-house guest.
Wow.
Yes.
Then I'm proud of that.
Well, we're also very excited.
And I congratulate you for the efforts you've made to put this up. I've been speaking to you online, but today I'm in the studio. And I'm proud to be one of your first guests in studio.
Well, thank you too for speaking with us.
May you grow leap and bounds.
Amen.
And then become a very strong foot in Ghana.
Amen.
News, yes.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. But how are the people of Garu? How are they doing?
The people of Garu are doing okay. They are seriously harvesting amidst the seeming instability in terms of security. The security agencies have improved security around the area, and we hope that what we witness late last month and early this month would not repeat its head again.
Yeah, we also
and
praying. We are praying.
I hope that everybody will have peace of mind to go around to do their harvest. That is their main occupation.
Right.
And at least we know this year there will be bumper harvest, at least so that we'll have something to eat. So that is what I can tell you.
When you have some to eat at Gary, we hope you also bring some down here to us in Accra so we can eat some.
Definitely, we'll do a conduit from here to Gary so that when we just finish harvesting, we'll post some to you quickly. Then the studio people will have something to eat. So my regards to everybody in Garo, and pray that peace will prevail and then your harvest will go on well. And we'll really unite ourselves very soon so that we can celebrate the Salmon Pit Festival in style and in peace.
Salmon Pit Festival. I mean, before we go into the conversation, I'm actually intrigued by it. What is the Salmon Pit Festival?
The Salmon Pit Festival is a festival that is done by the Kusasi traditional area every year after the harvest, to thank God for the raining season, for all the work that we've been able to do and the harvest that we've done. So it's just like a Thanksgiving service. Like the Christians have Harvest Sunday. That is like the harvest, thanking God for the harvest that we have done and to pray for better life the following year. That is what the Salmon Pit Festival means. It brings about all Kusasis living across the world and then other tribes within the Kusak traditional area to come together to celebrate it.
That's
and
wonderful.
At least thank God for the land. Yeah.
That's good. Well, we're wishing you the very best, the good people of Gary, that you have all of the most of your harvest, and then we also receive some in Accra. Well, let's start our conversation on a very sad note. Yesterday, what we did not expect as a people happened. One life lost is a life too many, and unfortunately, 6 lives. Honorable.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. But let me say, I was also very saddened, and I'm still sad about what happened yesterday. Very young men and women, girls and boys, trying to put their lives in defense of this country, unfortunately and unexpectedly had their life terminated by a stampede. Before I progress, I would say my sympathies to all their loved ones, their family, and all Ghanaians. And my prayer goes to all those who were injured and they are at the hospital receiving treatment. We are told 5 of them are critically ill, meaning that they are battling for their life. It is doctors and nurses who have to stand on them 24/7 to ensure that we don't add one more death to the 6 who have already passed. And there are other 12 of them who are also critical, but not that very bad, to demand critical care. We also pray that they recover very well. And I know others who know them, who were within the place also trying to get recruited, are traumatized, are psychologically depressed about what has happened. I pray they are able, their family members and colleagues should try to encourage them to overcome this unfortunate thing. In fact, this is something no one expects, and this is something that no one should pray for. Military is not a simple place for training. Let me also acknowledge something. As a doctor, I was very proud to see the speed at which the rescue team did the work. 37 military hospital, if you got there and see the way they were all working, you could see that, yes, this is one example that shows that Ghanaians, we can do the right thing. And that was done. I hope this is replicated to all hospitals in Ghana where we attend to emergency in that manner, in that fashion, at least so that the public would be very proud of us. I also want to commend His Excellency the President for leaving all what he was doing and rush to the 37 military hospital to visit all those who were injured and to get first-hand report from the individuals about what happened to them and to sympathize with them and instruct that at least support should be given to them for that. But let me come to one issue that we all have to understand, and it will serve as an advice to all of us, all Ghanaians, and all potential recruits in future for our military or security services. To be honest, I've heard so many people lambast the military that they didn't organize things well, they didn't do this well, they didn't prepare well, they should have disseminated all this. Yes, they could organize it better. by disseminating or dividing them to come in days, in batches, and in the rest. But let me say that, look, I'm not a military officer, but I've been in a country that it is compulsory to have some military training. And I've also had friends who have joined the military, who encouraged me to join the military. But after I visited them during their training times and the stories they told me, it made me not to try to lose my civilian character in me. Okay. It made me not to try to lose my civilian character because it requires you giving out yourself. Okay. You put your civilian character, throw it away, and go there, and you have to undergo what we call serious character tests, serious endurance. And I want to disagree a little bit with all those calling for, they were in the coaching sun, they were in this. Please, military training and recruits for military are not recruits going to work in a hospital. They are not going to work in a studio like we are sitting here with air conditioning. To screen them, you have to let them undergo certain steps to see whether those you finally take to go for the real training are fit for the duty that they have agreed to sacrifice themselves for. These are the people in future who would meet mob actions and have to go and clear it.
But one would ask, if they have to go through certain uncomfortable situations like that,
yes,
to what end? Because at the end of the day, people died.
Look, it is just unfortunate that people died. That one, I'll say it. It means that, let me be honest, it means that if just a mob you are going to train to join the military and a route, a stampede, unfortunately end your life, perhaps your endurance even for the training would have been questionable.
Well, but then
I'm not trying to sound evil or non-sympathetic. I'm talking on the grounds that military training is to get people who are well fortified.
But the issue is that, Honorable, well, I will come there. Let me hold you for just a moment and welcome Honorable Alexander Kwesi-Akwa. That we will come back to the point you're making. Honorable Kwesi-Akwa, good morning and thank you for joining us, sir.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I trust you're also doing well.
I'm fine. I feel so bad I'm not there in the studio.
We're really looking forward to having you in studio, sir.
Very beautiful studios. I'm acquiring it from home.
Thank
you.
I
had a very tight schedule last night.
Okay.
So forgive me. The next time I have to be in the studio.
All right. Well, we very much appreciate your joining us. We're starting our conversation with the unfortunate incident that happened yesterday, claiming 6 lives at the very beginning of the processes for those who would have been selected to enter into the military. Let me first take your thoughts on yesterday's incident.
Okay, good morning to you and to the viewers and to my friend, Dr. Naba. I have been monitoring his delivery since the program started, and I must say I'm a bit I'm surprised with the way he's commenting on the unfortunate incident that happened yesterday. A few of the comments that have come from our colleagues in Parliament at the other side have been condemned by a lot of people. This is a very sensitive issue, so you do not want to politicize it, not to anybody's advantage, because we are even yet to identify the affected, the victims, who knows who got affected and all that. But we think that certain things went wrong. Okay. It doesn't take us to test the endurance of applicants for a profession like that. In this manner, any other person could have gone through this, no matter how tough you are, no matter how strong you are. Whatever happened there that ended the lives of these 5 girls, 6, yes, and I hear an unconfirmed report of 1 in Kumasi as well. And so whatever happened to them could have happened to anybody, no matter how tough you are. People have just dedicated themselves to serve their nation. And we think that it should be done in a proper way. So we, as people in authority, need to accept what went wrong so that we can correct it next time.
Okay.
I just saw a Facebook post from the late Omane Boama, who said that if he were to be alive now, I'm sure we're going to see something different, because he had stated in a Facebook post that the way we have done our recruitment from time past, it's not what must continue. It's out of age and it must be changed. So I'm wondering what policies he put together. What did he put together as a blueprint to help people who he left behind to have used to prevent such an occurrence? I have some data to share.
Okay.
Sure, as the program goes on, I'll bring those data to prove that we did not do things right.
Well, because one question that has been asked is that, did the military not know that these numbers were going to show up yesterday? Because it's not only secluded to Accra. We saw pictures or videos from Kumasi, and the numbers were also so many. And so was it not anticipated for a group or a community that is very strict on following order, for the chaos that occurred to have occurred? It looks like the military were unprepared.
Yeah, they were unprepared. They actually sold the forms. So they know the number of forms they sold. And so clearly, if they did not put in place enough security measures to contain such pressure, it means clearly that they took things for granted. I am told that for the numbers of military police personnel that are normally released for certain activities, it was reduced. I mean, in the past, fewer numbers were entertained, much lesser than this. But you have double of military personnel taking charge of the security. This time, the numbers were more than last year, but you have half of the military personnel that were released. And it surprises me to hear that this is an issue of resources. The military didn't have resources to be able to contain a lot of this military police personnel to pay them allowances. But don't let us forget that the same acting Minister for Defense is the Minister for Finance, who is responsible for our pets. Perhaps he's been so busy with the budget that is coming up today, and so hasn't been able to put himself together to look at the real issues. But the information, the data I have, is that the number of military police personnel that were released to contain the situation of last year, which wasn't so much of a number like this year, was actually halved. So the military didn't have money. Yes, some monies may have been released. Here it went into the creditors of food supplies to the military, but monies that should go into administration that would enable them to use some to engage more military police personnel is not available.
Okay. Well, Honorable Akwesi, I'll come back to you. Let me pick some thoughts from Dr. Anaba. Doc, you see the video on your screen. You see young men and women scaling very high walls.
Yes.
Does this not give you any impression of desperation from our young people? This is a day for body selection.
Yes.
To check your height and all. A process that many say is very not necessary at this point, because there are certain things that could have been done seamlessly.
Right.
But you see our young people wanting to scale the walls. It's not reeking of desperation.
Yes. Everybody there wants to ensure that he is the first person to be attended to and assess and probably catch the eye of those selecting so that they could consider him. But there is an entrance to the stadium. You see, I am not saying that what happened is good. No one should misquote me. I am looking at you are going to become a military, very disciplined person in future. And you are going to do a process of selection. And your first attempt in getting in to be selected for training, you already violating laws, jumping and scaling walls. It's desperation. But is your desperation not proving that you are going to be indisciplined? No, let me come. No, we are talking of people that are coming to be trained to have endurance, people who are going to be disciplined, not slapping people at pharmacy. Military training is somebody who must be very disciplined. If you are coming to be recruited as a military officer, you must show your level of discipline from the time you are going to be assessed to be picked for recruitment. But if you come to a stadium where there is an entrance, they open it and say, enter through here, and you go and you are entering through a wall. Me, if I am the commander, all those who scale the wall, with all your ability to scale a wall, you have defied me. Yes, you have defied me. I watched a video for Jackson military training camp in the U.S., North Carolina. I spoke to a friend in the U.S. about how they do their recruitment. They sent me the video. The moment they call you for the training, they would advise you, and that is what I expect the military to do. All civilian character in you, the moment you are called, put it down before you come. Follow instructions. You disobey a single instruction, you are sent off.
But wouldn't this have been avoided if you had received them in batches?
No. You see, they can receive them in batches. They can receive them the way they invited them. But still, you don't have to misbehave. I am not saying that the military, there's nothing that went wrong. Yes, a committee has been set to look into it. And I don't want to jump. I am only looking at the aspect of discipline of candidates who want to be our military, who have refused to take command from their future leaders, from their first day of invitation. Let me ask you, you come here to your HR to look for job here. They tell you, enter through this door. And you go and enter through the back door. Will the interviewer pick you in the first place? If those who scaled, if they had all entered the place in a disciplined manner, like you see in the video of Jackson in the US, they follow instructions. They can be as many as anything. They will still enter. They'll arrange them the way they were supposed to arrange them. But the people defied orders. So let's sympathize with those who have died and their families. It shouldn't occur. And we must find measures to curtail it. But my advice, because I have experienced training, my advice to people who want to join the security agencies must first receive their invitation and drop their civilian character and follow orders. Even if you have got all the military, like my colleague said, all the military police, all the marshals, crowd marshals to the place, 5,000 would have overwhelmed them.
But then again, the number of forms that were sold, Honorable, have they sold a number just a little over the numbers that they would be recruiting? Wouldn't we have avoided the situation that we are seeing ourselves in? And are they not exploiting the Ghanaian youth that is desperately looking for jobs?
Right. Yeah. Anybody at all who sits out would say they have oversold tickets or they have oversold the forms. They are giving opportunity to everybody who wants to. It is a national right.
Then we shouldn't sell the forms.
No. It's not like teachers that you say you must have license A or license this before you apply. This one, they say your age should be this and this, and you must be a Ghanaian. And anybody who wants to join can buy a form. If they go and limit, the same people like you are sitting here, you will tell me that NDC has reduced the numbers to favor their people. They'll say it. Journalists will say it. They will ask questions. Well, I have opened it and even given more chance for everybody to come. Everybody test yourself if you know you are fit.
But then, Dr. at the end of the day, it is the receiving authority that is receiving all of the monies.
It's not the money. How much is that money? Yes, I know. No. I know. But it's giving opportunity to somebody. Look, if you had refused Mr. X, who at the end would qualify, and he couldn't buy the phone because he had finished, he wouldn't have been a soldier.
So what if you give the opportunity to Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. A, B, C, and then it was free?
Okay, if you say make it free, that one I would agree. If you say let's make it free, let's not sell it. After all, we are giving first year students in the university free tuition. Is that not it? I would also encourage and advise that in future, let's not sell the forms. Let's leave it open. If we can give others money pay other school allowance at the training colleges, at the nursing training colleges, and why do we allow those who want to go and put their lives for the country pay a fee for a form? I, in person, I'm not in support of them selling a form for military.
Okay. Well,
I'm not in agreement. And I would like them to open the opportunity for any young person within the age limit who thinks that he's fit, his family sees that he's fit, his medical doctor or family physician sees that he's fit to go to military, and knows that he has a temperament and character to go to military, to apply.
Well,
in that way, I would agree. But after the selling, yes, they wanted to sell, but in future, some of us will encourage that. They should leave it open.
Okay. Honorable Kwesi Akwa, I will come to you very shortly on this. But Dr. Naba, the issue about body selection, at this point in our growth as a country, should we amass people at a location just for body selection? Are there other ways we could have gone through it to reduce this physical appearance?
See, the military have their regiments. They have their style of doing things. If it is because of the death that we think that in future we shouldn't do it to cause people to die, yes, technology is there. We go to embassies for visas. We go to schools for interviews, like training colleges, nursing training colleges. They'll group everybody and give them dates to come. I would suggest in future, if we want to make it pleasant for them, even though I think that the initial endurance that they would go through before they are even selected for the body selection, to me, I have seen it done everywhere in many countries. It is normal in military.
I mean,
just that if the numbers is overwhelming, let's decide that, okay, we have 1,000 people, come tomorrow. The next one, come tomorrow next. The next batch, come the other day. Or others have suggested, Greater Accra is bigger than Upper East. Divide Greater Accra into 4 or 5 zones and share your staff who will do the selection. But if those doing the selections are not many, what do? They can set different days and send text messages to them. In that one, I agree with you. That I agree with you. Because people have died, now we have learned a lesson. Very unfortunate. But I would repeat and say that anybody coming to join the military should not think it's going to work. He's going to be trained
but there are going to be so many other avenues for which the training will occur.
Yeah.
And so you'll be able to see those who are not fit or who are fit. Well, I'll come back, Dr. Anaba.
These are all steps to select.
Well, but this initial step, like many are calling, should be removed. Many believe
it has happened previously before. Crowd, we've seen this crowd before, haven't we?
We have, but then that is why we are growing.
To sound like my brother said. Look, I don't want to sound anywhere near politics, but it has happened before. We've seen crowds. You people are going to film the crowds from Edward Stadium, going down there to the underground bridge, going up there up to the Land Commission. We've seen those crowds. It's just unfortunate that yesterday people died. But I say that this type of test to see who can resist, who can endure, is part of the military training.
Well, let me go to Honorable Kwesi Akwa. Honorable, it says that because for a few months now we do not have a substantive Minister for Defense, it's why we are going through this issue. And so the President should give us a Minister for Defense right now so that we do not have an acting. What do you say about that?
Well, I think that it is an appropriate call because clearly, if we had a substantive minister, the responsibility wouldn't have all been on the deputy minister who may have been overwhelmed. I mean, remember that the military area is full of generals and people who have done this very often. One more information, I'm told that very experienced staff, very experienced military officers who have been doing this over the years have all been changed. So for these ones who were in charge of this recruitment, this is their first experience. And so lack of experience could also be attributed to this one. Secondly, like I stated earlier, in the past you have about 30 military police personnel that are released for such an activity, to contain such an activity. This time, I mean, for a larger crowd, we had no more than 10 military personnel. And so for a minister, substantive minister for defense, I'm sure he would have paid attention to detail, so that, because this is something that clearly we could prevent. It's preventable. And so if we have not been able to look at it with all the details and then it happened this way, we need to just accept it and then find ways of correcting it in the future, because we will definitely want to be recruiting our youth for military every now and then, even for those that are yet to come, for the other security institutions, prisons, police, and all of that. You know, like the Speaker of Parliament suggested, why do we have to wait until such a time that we say we are doing recruitment over an annual period? Why can't we do it on a daily basis, on a monthly basis? Then we know that this is the number we're looking for. Again, we are told that we are picking about 4,000 people, but we have sold 50,000 phones. Why couldn't we sell, let's say, 12,000? So that we say
that is where the concern about it being a money-making machine comes. That, well, now our security institutions feel that this will be a way to generate some monies, and so regardless of the number, that the optimum number we need, let's throw it open so that even when we don't pick them, at least we have some monies in our coffers. It's one of the concerns that have been raised.
I had my good friend Dr. Naba suggesting that perhaps in future should be made free. I also think that for the youth to be able to sacrifice themselves and decide that they want to be in a profession that will let them lay their lives for the nation, you do not necessarily have to get them to be paying money before. I do not think this is the same way in other jurisdictions. When you go to the US and other advanced countries, certain offers actually attract people. I have a relative who recently decided he would join the US Army. And I asked why. He said, well, there are scholarships around and all that that is going to make him to continue his studies. It means that the offers to make him continue his studies is what is making him to go into the military. They don't have such a thing in the military. All that is pushing these young ones to throng the various recruitment centers is the assurance of the fact that they are going to have permanent employment. They're going to have security of tenure in employment, because in the military you only have to continue to behave well, and your position is set for you. It's a disciplined institution. You can't. There's no way people will be witch hunt and all that. I mean, some of those conditions are used that attract the youth into our military. But for them to pay money, and this is the regular payment we are talking about. I am telling you, majority of these people, being a member of parliament, and Dr. Anaba knows what I'm talking about, majority of these people right after this one will now be forced to go for some behind the scenes arrangements and be paying so much money. We have often arrested people. We have seen people who have been arrested because they claim they have access in helping people to get into the security forces, and so they are taking monies from people here and there. The recent matter of the immigration officer, that was the crux of the issue. So it is not a secret. We can't hide that this security institution is such that people really get so attracted to it, to an extent that they are ready to pay money to even get employed into this institution. And so we are doing ourselves a great disservice. Perhaps maybe this have happened for us to be able to open up the discussion. I don't want to sound like my senior colleague, the honorable member who said that they were destined to die. That I don't agree. I have condemned that. You cannot say you don't hold people's destiny for you to decide that people are destined to die. But perhaps as it has happened, we may want to take the opportunity to now open up a very thorough debate and look at the various issues that are coming up out of this discussion.
Dr. Anaba, Honorable Ayamba, from your side in Parliament yesterday, she's come under very strong scrutiny. People have taken exception to her comments, whereas others have given their defense that she's coming from a religious point of view, where that is how in her religion, they accept the demise of people. It helps make peace with their situation. And they say, Honorable Ayamba could have read the room to have better spoken to the matter. How did you receive her comment yesterday?
Thank you very much. I think, yes, this is the point that I was trying to come about. You know, the Muslims, they have that belief that any way you die, they give it to God. It is in their Quran. And I think that he brought it up in Parliament to express that, look, whatever has happened, God has ordained. The only thing we can do is to pray for them to receive mercy from God and be in his kingdom. So people have taken it in a different way because perhaps they don't believe in what he said, and they think that he is not sad about what has happened. But that is the truth about the issue, the Islamic religion. We have seen people who die, you even want to do autopsy just to see the cause of death to help in planning for those who have the same disease in future. They'll tell you no. They are not going to give you a chance to even take time to do it. People die, you want to even do some toxicology, they'll say, no, don't do it. God knows why he has died, so let's leave it like that. Perhaps this is where we ask for religious tolerance. Perhaps he might have expressed it in a moment that you don't think he should do. But that is what came from her, and that is her faith, and we all have to tolerate that. But there's one thing I would like to emphasize. My colleague has said that because the minister is the Minister of Finance, acting as a Minister of Defense, that is why these things are happening. Please, please, he knows very well. The ministers don't go around to do selections. Ministers have to make sure he gives strategic direction. No, let it come, strategic direction. And we have ministers in this world who are holding 3-4 portfolios. There are even presidents. The current Namibian president is currently the Minister for Mines. And she's the president. Doesn't mean that the mines will not work. It will work. If they had the luxury of putting 120 people as ministers, and the government thinks that let me look for somebody, scrutinize people before I put somebody as a defense minister. There's a deputy defense minister, and there's an acting minister. The ministers, even if the late minister was alive today, he wouldn't have been at LWAC. He wouldn't have been at LWAC. That is where you now see why Madam Ladi, Honorable Ladi, said God has destined them. Perhaps if God really wanted them not to die, perhaps you would have found a way, maybe let some of them travel to some place, maybe engage them in something. But I would say that was religiously, he was preferred that religiously. But to say that because the minister is acting this, he didn't give money, those are concocted information. He hasn't got evidence to show that the military hasn't got money. If you are the Minister for Defense, you are the Minister of Finance, will you deny your ministry money? The minister is spending our money in a very prudent way. So I don't think we should bring the issue of money into this. Let's lament what has happened. Let the committee that is going to investigate come out with their findings, and then and their recommendations, then we'll apply the recommendations. But let's also advise, like I would say, anybody going to join security forces, please do your internal and self-aptitude to ensure that you are fit to join them. Emotionally, you must be correct, emotionally intelligent. Physically, you must be fit. Health-wise, you must be okay. Let's not push our children. Let's not push everybody. Go and join. I know there is no work. Let's not push everybody that go and join military. That is why I said that perhaps, you see, this is just a mob. This is just a mob. Unfortunately, people may take exceptions to this. But the fact is that to join any security force, we all complain about some of the policemen sometimes on the street. Oh, that you see them and say, oh, for this man, me say, oh, I go fit him. We say it on the street because we think that we don't see him physically fit. Some of them, they behave in a way and slap people during voting. We think that he's not emotionally fit to be there. And this type of assessment are the beginning to assess your emotional intelligence, how you can endure some weather conditions, harsh weather conditions, to stand in the sun or in a tent that is very hot.
But they have been there from 2 a.m. I mean, some of them arrived at 2 a.m.
Did they ask them to come at 2 a.m.? See, that is where Ghana we have a problem.
Honorable,
we are talking of discipline.
Dr. Naba, the route is a very packed route.
Yes.
It's very, the traffic is dense.
Yes.
And so had they set off from home at about 6 a.m.
Yes.
What time would some of them get there?
Right.
There's so many factors that were against these potential recruits.
Let the recommendation come from the committee that is going to investigate, apportion the blames, and make the recommendation, then we'll take it from there. But to say that, some of them came at 2 a.m. See, they told them come at this time. They didn't say come at 2 a.m. If you know you're coming at 2 a.m. as a military officer, you are going to be a military officer in future. Get some soakies and then some water and hold it by you. Look, you see, that is how you do it. We students, we get up at 2 a.m., take coffee, put our legs in water to read medicine. Did they tell us the exam was going to be written at 2 a.m.? But we do it. So if you're also coming for a military recruitment or assessment to be recruited, you have to prepare to meet the condition. Even if it's harsh, because it is a test to see whether you can endure what is worse.
But that day was not a test to see.
That's why I say there was indiscipline. To me, I'm not jumping the gun. There was indiscipline. No one asked somebody to jump a wall and go and crowd the place. If they had entered through the door, the gate, in a very orderly manner, the way they ordered them, they would have arranged them. To me, they would have arranged them. And even if it was full, they would have found a way of keeping the rest. But people jumped through walls that was not expected. And it shouldn't be expected because all those coming to join the military must have that disciplined character to obey commands.
Okay, disciplined character to obey commands. I will be back after this very quick break, and then Honorable Akwesi Akwa, I will pick your thoughts on some matters. Honorable Anaba says that your comments on the finance minister, unless you present some proof, you're only conjecturing. We'll be back and then continue the conversation. Viewers, stay with us. You're still watching ABC in the morning. We'll be back after this very quick commercial break.
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good. Jollof so good. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come and see what. Where this guy? My friend, still the phone.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto echiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Avoiding injuries, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Magic Pepper and Onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper, and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abe.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
And your daddy trying to kiss Keke.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching ABC in the Morning live here on ABC News GH. I have with me in studio Dr. Thomas Anaba, the MP for Garu. Honorable Alexander Kwesiakwa, MP for Achimda, is also with us on Zoom on our conversations about yesterday's unfortunate incident, a stampede at Elwak Sports Stadium that claimed 6 lives. There are some that are also in critical condition, and this did not just happen in Accra. In other regions where some were also affected, fortunately in other regions, no deaths were recorded, and we are hoping and praying that we do not receive any news of anybody passing. And so for the families that have lost their loved ones, again, our very deepest sympathies to you. We know that nothing can fill the void. We can only pray for your comfort and pray that you find some peace. We're still having the conversation. We'll very quickly get into the budget, but let me pick the final thoughts of my guest. Honorable Akwesiakwa, are you still with us, sir? Honorable Akwa, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Right, yes. I said when we come back, I will come back to you for some thoughts on the ongoing conversation. Dr. Anaba says that the finance minister acting at the defense ministry doesn't take anything away from the ministry.
So he knows he does. He knows he does. These are 2 critical ministries in any government: defense and finance. I mean, if you check the sequence with which the appointments are announced, the first 5 normally contains these ministries. I mean, one will not want to place priority on any ministry much more than the other, but every country, every president will want a very good defense minister and a very good finance minister. These are ministers that he could trust. I mean, there are people who are managing very less stressful or very less serious ministry. Why didn't the president ask them to go and act in defense, but ask at home to do that? He definitely must be somebody you trust. And so, coming at the time that he is reading the budget today, just a day before reading the budget, you can imagine that for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks, the Honorable Atuba Forsen hasn't been very busy with the defense ministry. You know, and like I'm telling you, it is not just a conjecture. I am telling you of a fact that the ministry, the defense ministry, recently had some monies. Those monies were used to pay food suppliers. They didn't have that much for goods and services to be able to pay allowances. And so there were no more than 10 military personnel. These are details I have picked up. And I mean, Dr. Anaba can check up later if he has his contacts with the military. I mean, the military cannot talk. These are statements. These are the kind of gossips that are going around within the military circles. And then we'll go into details and we'll find the details of these things. So it's not just a conjecture.
Okay.
I mean, we have to look at it from that basis. I only wish and hope that the committee will capture this in its report. But sometimes, because this one border on politics and all that, and the fact that perhaps the country doesn't have too much money to spend, it may not find space in the committee's work. But that's exactly what happened.
Well, since later in the day you will be meeting Dr. Adaba in Parliament, maybe you can pick up the conversation from there. Well, but let me move.
This Dr. Adaba knows that I'm the only person who can say this. He cannot say this, even if he has this information. He cannot say
but
this.
The food suppliers that we are paying, you know, it was left behind for us to pay. So, you see, you are saying that we are not spending. Now you are saying that we pay food suppliers. So it means we are spending. So, but let's sympathize with the families. Let's tell the public that, look, military training and military selection is rigorous. Let's prepare to go. And then let's see the way forward. Let the committee come out with their report. If it is that they didn't pay food suppliers, that caused it. They were not bringing food for them to eat. They were only coming to do their body selection, look at their body and select them to join the military. There was nothing there to do with supplies of food, or the minister is seriously looking at our budget or not. Perhaps they would have even been favored if the budget is passed. There will be more money there for the military for them to enjoy. But I can tell you, we have a very competent deputy minister of defense, Bridget Jemfi, who is doing very well, and the minister who is acting as a substantive acting minister is also doing very well. So I don't think that there's a problem. The military have their regiment, and the ministers there only advise them. It's the military who advise them on what to do. They don't take their own decisions. It's only political decisions that they will take. But the administration of the military, I tell you, it's run by the military.
Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing what more the president does. But let me move away from yesterday's event to today. And maybe all eyes are on Parliament. Yeah. I'll go to Honorable Akwesi Akwa. Are you satisfied with what the finance minister has done so far in this first year of government? And what would you be looking forward to in the presentation of the 2026 budget later today?
I am not satisfied with the performance of the finance minister.
Okay.
Not just because he doesn't belong to my party, but because he is only throwing dust in the eyes of citizens or Ghanaians with the artificial dollar rates that has been so manipulated. Obviously, we know that the forex determines a lot in our economic discussions, and so he decided that it's a front burner, is the interface of the citizenry, those in business, those in the economic discussions, and government's economic policies. I mean, the dollar rate is so important. And so the minister has been so busy working towards pushing the cork to underwater, you know. And like I have said before, once you have your hands on the cork, under the sea, under the water, it will keep remaining there. When you take your hands off it, it will come up. That is the situation of the forex of Ghana, the dollar CD rate. The minister's hands is on it. He does not take his hands off, and we are supported by the Gold Board, which I have argued somewhere that has promoted galamsey. You know, the Gold Board has promoted galamsey. And so, in effect, I would want to sum up and say we are running a galamsey economy. And that is all we have gotten so far.
But the same government is fighting galamsey with the NIMOS. And so, how are two contracting activities?
When did NIMOS start operating? And how has NIMOS been able to nip the galamsey menace in the bud? If we are not careful and we go into the galamsey discussion, we might not finish this program, because I have so much. I have been one of the people who have fought galamsey to an extent that I am currently pursuing a kind of story that my own municipal chief executive is on record to have said that he issued receipts as fines to galamseyers in my community, in my constituency. Where do you do this? Who does that? That as we all fight galamsey, you come up and say that, oh, I took money from them, but the money was receipted. I gave receipts on those monies. I mean, that's a story that is running. We haven't finished yet. And some other activities that we can relate to and know that this government has promoted galamsey. And it's because they want more of these resources, the natural resources, the gold, to feed Gold Board, because nobody is able to make very good dollars, and then when the dollars are kept with Bank of Ghana, they inject them into the situation just to control the dollar rate. If you run an economy like that, you will always have a cyclical effect, the kind of effect that when gold prices runs down, you are not going to be very effective, and you leave other sectors to shrink. Now we are talking about very good rates of inflation. How is that rate of inflation affecting people? People are complaining. It's not as if that rent rates have come down. People are paying more in rent. And you tell me inflation has come down so much that it has to affect every expenditure we do. Basic knowledge. I do not want to talk like an economist. I don't want to pretend to be one. But I'm speaking as a Ghanaian, as a member of parliament who represent people. You speak to your people and they tell you there's no money to spend.
So the people of Achimda are unhappy.
They are because they go to market and people are not buying. People are not buying.
Could it be that their produce are too expensive?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because you see, when people are not buying, then you are forced to even reduce it. But people just don't have the purchasing power. People don't have money. Government is not spending. Dr. Anaba knows this. Government is not spending. A lot of the figures that were put in the last budget, let's see how much have been spent. The minister is expected to give us those figures. And then we realize that, look, he's just refusing to spend. All the ministers having been so busy, all of them, you see them and you could clearly see in their faces disappointment, because the roads minister needs money to be fixing roads. He's not getting the money. And all the other ministers are waiting for money to be released for them. I mean, if you look at health, I have been at Ministry of Health before. So clearly, I can tell you, I have my eyes there, I have my ears there.
And Dr. Anaba has been at the top at Ridge too. So both of you are very health-inclined people.
Well, Dr. Anaba knows that being at the ministry as a deputy minister is so different from manning his Ridge. Ridge is very, very small in the subset of the health spectrum in our country. But I am telling you, I have my ears and eyes in the health ministry. And they will tell you there's nothing happening because there's no money. The ministers want to work. They all want to prove a point. They all want to show their efficiency, but there is simply no money. Dr. Anaba knows it, that Dr. Atubafose is the most unpopular minister under this government.
Dr. Anaba, is that true? He's the most unpopular minister
among his colleagues. Ministers, he is almost he is the most unpopular minister. You know, because he is not releasing money for people to spend. And so we are only hoping that perhaps once there seems to be that level of stability in terms of the dollar rate and all that, having a concordant figure of inflation, he may want to put in place pragmatic measures that would let us see that, look, there will be some fresh air blowing in our economic space.
Dr. Anaba, fresh air blowing in our economic space. You get, your party, the NDC, has been in power for some 11 months now. How would you 10 months, well, getting to 11 months, how would you assess the work that you have done so far in terms of how you're managing the economy?
Hey, I don't think we are doing bad. I would not side with my colleague saying that we have created some artificial dollar rate. If it was easy to have an artificial dollar rate, Baumia, the economic messiah of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, would have created artificial dollar rate. Artificial dollar rate is when you create a dollar rate that is not acceptable and will crumble down within no time. Since we took over power, they've been saying this, that we are creating artificial dollar rate. You see, we are people who try to use the dollar to destabilize the country to make profit for themselves, especially the black market and some traders. And they are curtailing this. If you say you need dollars, why do you want to have dollars in your house when that is a foreign exchange that we use to buy things abroad? Why do you want to go and buy the dollars that is in the bank to go and put in your house? So when Dr. Anaba wants money to import dollars from the bank to import goods for his health facility, the bank will say they don't have it, so they will increase the rates. Government is saying that anybody who has dollars must be in the bank. If you want cedis, you want dollars in Ghana, change it to cedis. Don't put prices on dollars. We won't allow black market to take over and control the rate of our dollar. Not that they are not releasing dollars. No one spends dollars in Ghana. No, there's no market anywhere in Ghana you go and buy anything in dollars. I've been to Rwanda. I've been to Ethiopia. I've been to Singapore. You can't go and give them $1 and get any, even to change. You have to go to a registered exchange house. That is how they regulate the foreign currency to ensure that their currency is stable. If your government failed to take measures to ensure that the cedi was stable, for importers to have a stable currency so that when they import, they don't have losses, they don't increase the price of the goods to sell to Ghanaians at very high rates, don't blame the NDC government and Atu Forcing for ensuring that we have a stable cedi and we have a cedi that is picking up against the dollar. And bringing Galamsey to this, that it is Galamsey that is causing this and that is causing that. And that he has fought Galamsey. He is fighting Galamsey. Let me ask my colleague and my friend, where was he when Frimpong Boate's report was read? Was he fighting Galamsey? Did you say anything to support Frimpong Boate? He gave his report, he came out to tell the government we are not fighting Galamsey. Where were you? This shows that he was not really fighting Galamsey. He is playing politics now. Because the NDC government came and said, yes, we'll stop illegal mining. And they are doing it. We started gradually. Now NIMOS has been set up. And you see the fight they are doing. We are stating it because the Galamsey was a societal issue of unemployment. And the government had to come out with a new strategy to replace it. You don't take away somebody's cooking pot without giving him a stove and asking that he use gas.
But what government intervention, and I've been asking this question over a period of time, the kind of money Galamseyers are seeing, the amount of monies they make after a day, is there government intervention that will be able to give them that same amount of money? Because most of them, and they are on tape, saying that there's no amount of money out there that they would be given that will help them or that will make them stop Galamsey, so they are not stopping it.
We are not saying they should stop mining. The government is not saying that we should stop mining in Ghana. He said we should stop irresponsible mining. So all those who are in the Galamsey are to go back and form corporate mining groups.
And mine where?
And mine at this, regularize the place they should mine. Because they are making money, should we allow them to spoil the forest? No. That is what government is saying, that we have to agree that some things we have to discard them and pick good things that would protect the environment, protect the forest, protect the soil, and protect our waters. That is why they come out with this community corporate mining. Go and join a group. Form whatever group. You'll be given a portion of land. You mine on it responsibly. Responsibly.
But mining cannot be done in perpetuity. It is not a sustainable form of making money.
Though it cannot be done in perpetuity, but we still have gold on the line that needs to be mined. My opinion is that if there is gold on the ground and we need to use it to evolve the country, let's get it out. But let's get it out in a very responsible way. So I don't agree with him that Galamsey is going on and that Gold Board is buying a lot of gold and all that. Gold Board has blocked all corners in this country that you can't smuggle gold out without passing it through government for Ghanaians to benefit from it. Okay. Do you know we have it on record that in Dubai, the amount of gold that was in Dubai before we came to government was more than what was taxed in Ghana, meaning that people were smuggling the gold out. They spoil our land first, smuggle the gold out without paying tax, and make more money than us. Now government is saying no. If even at all, let me just accept that, if even at all Gold Board is buying from Galamsey people, if even at all they are buying from Galamsey people, I don't think that is what they are doing. I would even like them to buy from them. The reason is that they destroyed the land already. But if they sell to government, we can get the gold and make money out of it and come back and help resolve the problem that they have created. But I'm not saying they are buying from them, but I'm saying if even at all they are buying from them, I recommend it because they will then smuggle it out and go and make huge profit out of it and leave the land destroyed. But I think that with this corporate mining, community corporate mining that they are setting up, everybody can go and join, form his company, form his group, get the license, EPA will monitor them. Now they are setting up EPA in virtually all districts to ensure that they make sure they mine responsibly. They are working with traditional rulers. Everybody is saying that traditional rulers are part. They are now working with traditional rulers to see how things can be worked with them, so that licenses in every community will not only be issued in Accra here, but with the participation of the communities where they are going to mine. Okay. In that way, the communities will hold them responsible before. So if we say we are promoting Galamsey, NDC is never promoting Galamsey. If we're promoting Galamsey, they wouldn't be beating our NIMOS team and throwing stones at their vehicles, and even journalists. We're not throwing stones at journalists and breaking their windscreen. So please, NDC government is doing the best of its possibility to ensure that at least CINI becomes very stable. Look, we have what we call fiscal policy and monetary policy. Fiscal policy, that's where they say Atuforsen is not spending, so he's tapping this. Meanwhile, the same people say that he's paying this. The roads that he has paid, all the things that he has paid, you think it's not necessary. We are spending prudently. Okay. Anybody saying there is no money, perhaps you have not understood what the gentleman is doing. To take us from junk status of the economy to a B negative is not an easy task. And we can't be in debt in perpetuity. We need to come out of the debt and be able to source development partners to give us money to invest to develop this country. If we want to stay in junk and give money to people to spend carelessly and give money to people to go and dig holes to build churches which has no benefit to us, this is what you want us to do, and open let me say, computers in their offices and put ghost names to steal money and form big companies in buffer stock to make huge sums of money. That is the money they want to spend. Who will give them that money? Work for your money. We'll make sure the government is making sure he gets work that is decent. People should go and join the military. That's why they open it. Everybody gets a chance to go and join the military. Okay. So please.
Now let me look at expectations for the budget.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, our nurses were agitating.
Yeah.
They needed some monies.
Yeah.
They had worked so hard. They say that there's so many issues, and give us some good money. Let us see the reflection in our lives so that we can continue to work as hard as we are working. The Deputy Finance Minister mentioned that the monies the nurses were asking for were going to be a burden on the economy. Now we are preparing a budget for next year. For our health sector, especially, what should we be looking at for them to make their lives easy?
Let me be honest with you. The agitations about nurses, about salaries and those things, you know very well that they were employed under the previous government and never did anything to them. We came to power and met the mess in the economy, so the finance minister had to be prudent in his expenditure. He had to be prudent. And even some of the people who were given appointment letters were not mechanized and put on the payroll. You only say a government hasn't paid somebody if it's not on the payroll.
Well, the nurses were agitating for some allowances.
Yes.
That decisions had already been taken.
Yes. Yeah, we met with them and we discussed with them and they agreed on some things for us to implement some of the conditions of service, and the others will be brought to the following year. So definitely, once the minister promised them that they will reassess that conditions of service and see what they can do the following year. We hope that this budget they are bringing to us would factor in some of these conditions of service. Definitely, condition of service is good for everybody. Even you sitting here, your employer must give you some conditions of service. Anybody working in immigration has conditions of service. Doctors have conditions of service. Nurses must have conditions of service. And that I won't oppose it. It is that time that they were demanding for it in that manner. Government told them honestly, we don't have the money. Okay. And not that they had it and they were refusing. And he himself has said it. That even ministers, my colleague have said it, that even ministers are crying that Atuforsen is not giving them money. It's because the money is not there. We are paying debt.
So indeed, Atuforsen is not giving ministers
money. We are paying debts, and that is money. They have given it to their ministry to pay debts. Road alone, how much did we take to pay for the Kaswa alone? How much?
So are ministers receiving money?
They are receiving money, just that they are paying the debt that they created. They are paying the debts that they created. So they are receiving money. Atuforsen will come and tell us how much he has spent in every ministry, and I'll meet him in the corridors. I'll meet him in the corridors, and he will tell me that it's true. Okay. He wants the money to be given to people now, while those we are owing, we collapse their businesses. That is what they did and collapse Ndum and close all businesses. Because yes, we were owing Ndum. We were owing Ndum huge sums of money. Then we come and say that his bank is not wedding enough to be a bank. When you are giving money to all your contractors to develop your roads, to develop the country, you come and refuse to pay him and collapse his company. We don't want to collapse businessmen's companies. So we take the money, give it to them to continue working and keep their staff. We won't collapse the banks and collapse things and people will go home and be sitting. We'll pay the debt to keep them working, to help government absorb the unemployed people in the country. In that way, we'll move forward. So he shouldn't say at 2% is not spending. He knows very well that we are paying debts.
Well, Honorable Akwesi Akwa, the budget will be read today. What are your expectations, especially for someone like you who is very passionate about the health ministry?
You know, Dr. Anaba knows that the last time the nurses were agitating for their conditions of service and they stayed home for, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if any untold hardship had come on anybody in terms of loss of patients and the people suffering unnecessarily, they would have suffered, in vain. Because from that time that the minister came and said that they were going to do something about it, nothing has been done. Just because they stuck to their guns that they needed so much billions of cedis to be able to meet them. And the nurses said, no, that is not true. I mean, for all the things that the minister even promised, I know, I can put it on record, that they haven't been met. Those conditions haven't been met. And so we're expecting that this time, in order not for us to go back on such a situation that is unpalatable, the nurses, their demands must be met, like the minister promised. This time he has an opportunity to put it in the budget. If he doesn't do that, he will not have the minority backing him, because we've done enough to contain the situation and to help stabilize the nurses' front. Secondly, the importers, the traders, are asking for reduction of duties, taxes that are put on our duty, the tax component, so that they can have very not too expensive duties to pay on some of the items they import. This is the reason you can quote very low inflationary rates, but you don't have it reflecting in the lives of the people, because at the end of the day, those who are producing at very high cost, so there's no way they can reduce the prices. And those who are importing will also import and come and pay huge duties, which government depends on to run its system. And so we are hoping that government does something about the duty system, the cost of duty, and also we'll look at how COVID levy, which was much used in the campaign, will be also checked out, because it's remained on the books for quite too long. It's long overdue for it to be removed from the system. And so these are some expectations, some few expectations, but by and large, I'm telling you, the fact that they know that if they push in money, the monies are going to derail their success. I mean, in terms of the dollar, the forex rates, they are not going to push money, they're not going to spend money. But we're going to remain.
Honorable Akwesi, at what point would you agree with your brother, Dr. Anaba, that they are not pumping money into into our reserves to stabilize the dollar?
You see, let me again speak like a typical family man. What use is there for your fat bank accounts when you are not able to pay the fees of your kids? What use is there for a very fat bank balance when you are not able to provide money to feed your people or your household? What use is there for a bank balance that is so, pleasant to see when you don't have money to pay your electricity bills and so forth? The people on the ground, the people who are manning our various agencies, are complaining about the fact that there is no money to run the system. You understand? Yes, they will pay salaries. I mean, even that, look at how much percentage of increment we're getting. I mean, less than 10%. And look at how much rates our utilities have been increased up to, the percentage of increase of our utilities. If you really want to do a very proper calculation, you want to bring up a figure that will commensurate the level of increment in your utilities and expenditure. But government doesn't care. And it's because who is going to fight for the ordinary Ghanaian? I mean, like the majority leader said, when we're deliberating in bringing the new lithium bill and we said we're going to fight it, he said we have the numbers. They are always boasting. They are very boastful of the numbers in Parliament. And truly, yes, whatever they want to do, they can do that in Parliament and pass it. But hey, you can do that. By the end of the 4 years, you have the whole Ghanaians coming to place a verdict on your performance. You know, when we were in government, we thought we were doing all that to satisfy Ghanaians. When we went to the polls, we know what happened. And I'm surprised the NDC is not learning lessons. You know, thinking that it is all about today. No, we are in politics just to make sure we every day write exams for the next 4 years. At the end of the 4 years, I mean, we have mid-semesters exams throughout the period. And at the end of the 4 years, of December 7, there's going to be a major examination. And the people would definitely vote you out of power because of the kind of stringent measures that you think you have put in place, only to gratify yourselves and to let you look good in your books. But really, how does that have effect on your people? So we are not expecting anything new in the budget. We're only hoping that they will come and tell us the truth in terms of how much money they have spent over the period and how much they intend to inject into the system, because the last mid-year budget, everything that was stated there, they have not been able to fulfill them.
Well, so you do not really have any optimism for the budget?
No.
Dr. Anaba, then it looks like your government has a lot to do to please Honorable Akwesi Akwa.
Oh, did you really think that even if Atuforsen goes and spread gold over the street in his constituency, he'll be happy with Atuforsen? He will never be happy. It is obvious for an opposition member, a party member, to express his views about an economy that we have all seen how good it is working. Let me just use his ministry. He was a deputy. He should tell me what he's seen in the health insurance. Health insurance is up to date in payments to all health providers, up to date. And even they have gotten money to give out to Mahama Care. It means that we are spending prudently. No one goes to hospital now and they ask him to go out and buy paracetamol because the government is paying every provider his money in time. And we have warned that no one takes co-payment. Co-payment means because you are not paying, sometimes they ask the patients to top up something and the rest. Government has instructed that no more co-payment. If we catch your hospital doing co-payment, you'll be in trouble. That one alone, that is the ministry he was under. And they were owing brutally. And they have capped their money. Mahama has come and uncapped it and added more money to them. And they have paid all the debts and paid every provider up to date. So what complaints is he making? So for you, his ministry. So for you, let's check the price of iron rods. How much was iron rods before they left power? A ton. And how much is it today? You should tell me. How much was the bag of rice when they were in power? How much is today? See, all these policies Atuforsen is doing is not a matter of putting money in your pocket, but giving even value to the money that you have today. Because if we're buying a gallon of oil at 150, and now, I'm just giving an example, and now it is 80 Ghana cedis, hasn't Atuforsen given value to the money you have in your pocket? Even if he hasn't increased your salary, he has given you value. If you were buying a bag of flour at 2,000, for example, and now you are buying it at 1,002, hasn't Atuforsen added value to the money that you have in your pocket? Taxes at the port, we scrap some taxes. Almost several taxes that we scrap. Now the traders are asking for more taxes to be scrapped. There's no one in this world.
Honorable, they are asking for more taxes.
Yes, no one in this world wants to pay tax. But there is no country in this world that will devolve without taxes. But we must have prudent tax. That is why we brought in prudent taxes. And for sure, if their justification is right, this is a listening finance minister. And this is a listening president.
Well, concerns have been raised about some of the taxes, like COVID levy, and that is still there, and other taxes, like the 1 Ghana CD on fuel and
fuel. We all know of that. They told us what they were going to use it for, and you've seen where they have already put the money. John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, has cut short for several major roads and completion of major abandoned roads. And that money is going to go into that.
So that's justification enough.
That's justification enough. You see, I have been in developed countries, and the issue is that the people don't grumble too much paying tax. They will grumble when the money is not used for what it is meant for. Me, if they automate the motorway and make it 6 lane, that I can fly in 5 minutes to Tema, and I have to pay a toll of even 10 cedis to travel freely to Tema, I think it's worth it. It is when you use the money for what you ask for, that is when people don't complain. You were capping health insurance, but you had money to go and dig a hole for a church. What is that? Was it prudent management of the economy, of the resources that we have? We are putting the money where it is, and it's
But did they dig a hole for a church? Was it a church?
What is it? What's the cathedral? It's a big church. It's a big church.
They have
churches that are bigger than that.
They had explained what the cathedral was supposed to do.
So they didn't know that Rich Hospital needed a second phase to save lives, which was less than that amount. Rich Hospital, that he was a minister, needed money to build the second phase, which is still cordoned around with zinc. 88 million alone. But they couldn't get that money. But they had money to dig a hole for a worship center when some pastors have bigger churches than that. What is that? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I am saying that this finance minister is doing his best to stabilize the country. It's not only putting money into people's pockets that shows that you have done well handling the economy, but giving value to the little that they have in their pockets, that shows that you are doing well. In future, definitely, once the economy is improving, we are employing more people and we are getting more taxes. Because if everybody is working, everybody will pay tax and we'll get more to develop the place. In that way, you will now see the effect of what he's doing. You can't have the two things at the same time. You must first stabilize the economy, give value to what you have, and that way you can use it to trade and make more money and pay taxes, and government will get more to develop the place.
Well, Honorable Akwesi Akwa, let me come back to you and pick your final thoughts on our conversations for today.
Dr. Annaba has referred to the cathedral as a church, and I mean, surprisingly, still wants to demonize a kind of innovation, the kind of structure that his ministers have all come to say that they have given the opportunity, they are going to see to the completion of the cathedral. Very recently, I think yesterday or so, the Attorney General had said that every payment that was done towards the cathedral was lawful. So we are out of the campaign stage where you would want to throw dust into the eyes of people. So Dr. Annaba must be aware that very soon his government will start spending money on that the biggest hole, the most expensive hole they used to call it. His government will start spending money to ensure that they finish it, because they know the repercussions if they don't continue, and it's the reason they have chosen to continue. We are expecting that at the end of the day, the government will live up to its promises. This budget, I don't expect, can solve all the problems. Most of the campaign promises that the NDC made have been scratched on the surface. I would expect that some meaning will be given to some of the initiatives and innovations that they campaigned with, that give Ghanaians a lot of hope. But I mean, in less than a year, have thrown Ghanaians into despair. I mean, people have gotten to the point that, look, all politicians are the same. And that is one of the most stages in my political life that I fear so much, that I will get to a point where politicians would not give hope to Ghanaians. You know, the way the NDC was able to bastardize us, and when they came to power, they are not doing anything to win the confidence of the people, to maintain the confidence of the people. It's very, very surprising. And so I'm hoping that this budget will give some hope to the system, and then we see the way to forge ahead.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Akwesi Akwa. Dr. Annaba, thank you so much for coming today and for joining us. So like Honorable Akwesi Akwa says, he hopes the budget will give hope. Will the budget give hope?
No, definitely. I think he has ended it well. It will definitely give hope, because the past two budgets he came to Parliament to give to us gave us hope. So anybody who gives hope, you can't expect anything less than hope from him. Okay. So Atuforsen would give us hope. And Ghanaians should have confidence in a 247.
It shouldn't just be an empty hope.
Okay.
Let it be a hope, because the first 2 ones you have talked about, they were all empty. They gave us hope, and for the past 1 year, we haven't seen anything out of it.
Okay, well, thank you so much, gentlemen. At 2 p.m., we'll all be looking forward to see what will happen in Parliament, and then tomorrow we'll have some more conversations on that. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Honorable Thomas Anaba, Dr. Thomas Anaba is the MP for the good people of Garu, and Honorable Alexander Kwesi-Akwa is the NP for the good people of Achimdan. They joined us today for our conversations here on ABC in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll be opening the phone lines so that you can share your thoughts with us. We look forward to hearing from you right after this break. Stay with us.
We see the characters we love. They've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details of the experiences unheard.
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to exercise a whole year.
Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration.
They made my depression worse.
Kimori.
Yes.
The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves.
Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they're here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GA.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Magic pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abin.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come and see what. Hey, wait, this guy. My friend, see before.
It's the Telesur Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telesur Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telesur Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telesur Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is happening? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mumpe baby amubeda. Oh, na abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Hey
there and welcome to Streets Weekday. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we share Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be woho. Omo can they?
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me, I catch me. Gino, Bibi. Wait me, I catch me.
Oh, nothing you wanna.
But I want to mean Gino.
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes paste.
And yeah, the onion, nay, pepper womb, bibia womb. What the bunch of love for no Hey, Gino, we come back your love.
Gino. Perfume rice. No, I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we here tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa ni and
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performances of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wade jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now, add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so cool.
Jollof so cool. Tasty nie.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with a perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
Jollof so cool.
This advert is FDA approved.
The glam we see, the characters we love, they've got stories untapped, events untold, the sequence and details of the experiences unheard.
To my dad, I'm the stubborn one. To my mom, he's the stubborn one.
To the first management that I got, I think I was made to exercise a whole year.
Hey, I'm 20. All I know is how to have sex.
I was out of contract for 4 years.
The pain, the agony, the frustration, they make my depression worse.
Yes. The hospital doesn't have a mortuary. We would have to take the baby in a box and then get rid of the body ourselves. Sometimes I say something and they take it out of context and they bash my husband, they bash my family.
But hey, they survived and they are here to chronicle their journey with me, Miss G,
on ABC News GA.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning live here on ABC News GH. Would have loved to pick your calls. Unfortunately, we're experiencing some technical challenges for which we're unable to speak to you at the moment. And so we'll bring you the latest in the world of sports. James Ohenba Makion is here to brief us. Ohenba, how is it? And after this quick break, you tell us what it is we should be expecting.
All right.
We'll be back. James Ohenba Makion, earlier Sami was here doing a lot of agenda against Nigeria. What's happening in the world of sports? Why is Nigeria collecting the flag, at least from our producer?
So we'll come to Nigeria and Cameroon because the FIFA World Cup playoffs is currently ongoing.
Okay.
For Ghana, we automatically qualified. Remember in the World Cup, we have 9 slots for Africa. So we took one of those slots. But for the last slots, it's been contested by continents.
Okay.
So Africa, South America, CONMEBOL, Oceania. But so for the African playoffs, the teams or the countries that finish second in their groups, the top 4 that finish second in their groups, are playing a playoff currently in Morocco. So we have Nigeria, Gabon, DR Congo, and Cameroon. They will be playing today. Okay. But we'll come to that.
We'll come to that.
Yes, but let's start from the Ghana Black Stars of Ghana. They are currently in Japan, preparing for these are international friendlies, obviously for the World Cup, and they are playing the Karen Cup where they are meeting Japan tomorrow. Obviously, they've been training, and yesterday 19 players started training.
Okay.
This morning, Benjamin Asari has also arrived in.
Oh, he has
yesterday
arrived.
It was 19
okay.
players, but as and when I was coming to the studio, there was confirmation that all 22 players have arrived in camp.
Okay.
So we have a full house now. But yesterday, 19 players trained yesterday, and the game will be played tomorrow in Nagoya in Japan. Remember, we've played against Japan so many times. Anytime we play against them, they always beat us, and they are one of the strongest sides when it comes to the World Cup. So we are hoping that the Black Stars of Ghana will be able to beat them. We have some debutants in the team, Prince, Kwabna. We also have Prince Owusu. We have Kelvin Nkrumah. Kelvin Nkrumah is a Mediama Sporting Club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
so that's a local player.
Yes, and Benjamin Asari is also a local player in there. So these are the debutants, but some players are missing from the squad. Thomas Partey, Jiku, Mohamed Kudus, Jordan Ayew, Joseph Pencil, Fatai Shako. It is because some of them are injured, and some of them also ask that they will be excused. They will be excused from the team. So Otuado has called some new players in there just to assess them, to see whether they can call them.
Well, that also gives us an opportunity to have players who can always step up, right?
Yes. So squad players. So some of them, Kelvin Nkrumah like this, they didn't feature in any of their qualifiers. Prince Owusu also didn't feature in any of their qualifiers. But these are players who are currently doing well for their club side. So it's prudent that at least we call them to see how the coaches will assess them and everything. But apart from that, yesterday something interesting happened in the camp of the Blasters.
Okay.
You see, when you're a new player and you come in, there's something called the initiation dance. So there is this Mediama Sporting Club player, Kelvin Nkrumah, who puts the players into stitches. I don't know whether that video can be placed on our screen. He was asked to dance, and Asano Osano, Abna, offbeat. My players next radio I'm what to from. So as you can see on your screen, that's the dance of Kelvin Nkrumah. Let's have a look at that one. Let's enjoy that one. Then we come back to the studio for other stories.
Well, for me, I thought you were coming to tell us we've gotten the next Asamoah who will now be teaching the guys how to dance when we get goals.
I think this is the most funniest initiation dance I've ever seen. And there was a point where the assistant coach of the Blasters, John Pencil, was asking whether if there's a music playing in his body different from what
is playing out in there.
That's an interesting one. So remember, currently Otuado is meeting the press in Japan. So he's talking, we will bring you subsequent updates on the midday bulletin. So currently Otuado is speaking to the press ahead of the game with Japan. But let's move on to the FIFA World Cup playoffs, where Nigeria are in contention today against Gabon. So that game will be played at 4 p.m. whilst DR Congo also meets Cameroon. That game will be 7 p.m. But we've been speaking to Chris Katos, who is an international sports journalist. He's a Nigerian, of course, and he's saying that a lot of people are underrating Gabon. But for him, he thinks that Gabon is one of the tough teams when it comes to the playoffs, because Gabon had the most points, but they couldn't qualify for the World Cup. And he says that players like Aubameyang should be someone that the Nigerians should be looking out for. So let's have a listen to Chris Katos.
Okay.
Second best team in the whole of the continent. Those guys are not playing. And also remember, people talking about Aubameyang. Aubameyang is dangerous, but nobody talks about Dennis Bouanga. Dennis Bouanga plays here in the U.S. That dude is amazing. His pace is crazy. If Nigerian can't stop them in the middle, Gabonese strikers can outrun defenders. Nigerian defenders are, apart from Gavin Bassi, Ekong's already getting old. I'm not kidding. Aubameyang will outrun those defense. This is that kind of player. So Gabon national team or the Gabonese national team is no team to underrate from any category. They have earned their result. They have earned to be in this position. If you want to look at it back and front, Nigeria came to the back door. The Gabonese earned this right to be here. So they're not coming to play. They're coming because they want to go to the World Cup. So it's a do or die for both four nations, from Cameroon.
So that was Chris Cato speaking there. He's an international sports journalist and also a Nigerian. Now let's move to the game between Cameroon and also DR Congo. And we also spoke to Lawrence Nkede, who is also a sports journalist and a sports consultant for CRT. He has been speaking ahead of the clash, and he's saying that he's very confident that Cameroon will beat DR Congo because out of the many times they've met, Cameroon has a upper hand over them. So let's have a listen to Lawrence Nkede speaking ahead of the game.
I believe against the DR Congo, we have generally had an upper hand. Congo has never beaten Cameroon at the level of the senior national team. It has always been victories for Cameroon. The maximum Congo has ever done has been a draw. And if you look at the recent results for maybe the past 5 years, Congo has never made it through Cameroon. And I think we even went there in Congo and had a positive result. But this time around, we are playing on a neutral ground. And the Congolese have reinforced with binationals. They are in top form. I mean, when you look at their performance at the AFCON and what Sébastien Desabre has been doing with the Congolese side, they are a force to reckon with. And Cameroon, with its trouble, we generally say back here in Cameroon that our main opponent is ourselves, not the Congolese, but ourselves, our environment, our setup, and not the Congolese. But the Congolese have a good team. I mean, when you see when you get the veteran Chancel Bemba at the heart of the Congolese defense, they are very strong in Edwards, a tight defense. It's a team that generally in the first quarter of the game, they rush to get their goals rapidly and stay back and try to preserve their...
So that's Lawrence Nkede speaking ahead of that particular game. But remember, there's some sort of rift between the Ministry of Sports in Cameroon and FECAFOOT. FECAFOOT is the Football Association.
Okay, so like we
Cameroon.
have GFA here in Ghana.
So for Cameroon, it's FECAFOOT. And remember, the head of the FECAFOOT is Samuel Eto'o-Fields, and there is some rift between them and the sports ministry. And in terms of appointing the coach, it was even a problem. In terms of inviting some players, because they feel that some players are in favor of the sports ministry, some also in favor of FECAFOOT. So there's a whole lot of controversy around the team. And they want to be at the World Cup, but these issues
may impede their progress into the World Cup.
So Lawrence Nkede, Soti asked him about what is happening, and he gave her details about what is really happening in the camp of the Cameroon national team.
Well, I think everything went wrong since the conflict between the FA and the Ministry of Sports is ongoing. These are just the consequences of that conflict. I mean, the conflict has been ongoing since the Ministry of Sports appointed Mark Brice as the coach of the Indomitable Lions, not to the liking of Samuel Eto'o and the Cameroon Football Federation. So it has really been a battle between the two entities. I mean, each one trying to overcome the other, and the players the consequences of these battles are what we see as results on the pitch of play. Cameroon did not qualify directly to the World Cup, not because the players weren't good, but because of all this administrative trouble between the FA and the Ministry of Sports. So consequently, Cameroonians are already foreseen it. So I think we are one of those who are not surprised of the outcome of things, because when you go deep into it, there is too much ego, and at one point, individuals they prioritize their ego, they prioritize themselves than the nation. I mean, we ended up the campaign having a draw game at home against Angola. I mean, when you look at the Cameroonian squad, you'll find.
Well, then, for you, Makion, who are you tipping for the sport? I mean, out of Africa, we'll go to the continent, and then hopefully an African team advances. Who are you tipping?
I think if you look at the qualities of the four national teams there, I think if you are going per their qualities, I think Nigeria should be able to make this.
Okay.
Because if you look at their attacking lineups, they have Victor Osimhen, they have Ademola Lookman, even the midfield, they have a lot of quality in them. I think they should be able to use that quality to get to the final and also qualify to the continental stage. So I'm tipping Nigeria, regardless of the fact that they are rivals. But looking at the quality, I think that Nigeria should be able to sail through.
Okay, well.
All right, but let's do our last story. And the Ghana Premier League, yesterday, Kumasi Asante Kotoko played against Vision Football Club. That was one of an outstanding game. The game ended in a draw, but then it means that Kotoko are still unbeaten in the Ghana Premier. Let's have a look at the highlights and then we can come back to the studio.
Set to the Lord Amon.
So that was how the game ended between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Vision Football Club. Kotoko are not on top of the table, but at least they've maintained their record of unbeaten runs in the Ghana Premier League.
We will get on top of the table. I still have a lot of hope and faith in Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
I don't have anything to say because
because you are not a Kotoko.
Yeah, because Kotoko beat us over the time they met in the Super
and we will
Class,
still beat you.
Let me keep quiet. But then in the Women's Champions League, there were some interesting games that came up. Bayern Munich beat Arsenal by 3-2. It was a comeback. Arsenal scored 2. Then Bayern came back to score 3 goals. Then in other games too, Manchester United beat PSG by 2-1. So that's the Women's Champions League. Women's Champions League race currently ongoing. So that'll be all for Sports ABENA.
Well, Magian, thank you. But you'll be ending with me, so don't go away. Sure. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me read this message from Teacher Kujo in Tepenina Sutu. He says, when will we as a country become proactive instead of reactive? It's heartbreaking that a simple military recruitment exercise, an event meant to build national strength and opportunity, could result in the loss of lives. This shouldn't happen. It's a reflection of a larger problem. The absence of planning, poor crowd control, and weak safety systems. We cannot continue to wait for tragedy before we act. Ghana deserves better. Greetings to Dr. Baumia, Honorable Eric Nanajiman Prempe, MP for Hafuano North, Chairman Odene Hukweku, Apia Koka, and JFK. Teacher Kujo, thank you for bringing in your message. Thank you for joining us today. We are most grateful to you, to our guest, Dr. Thomas Anaba, MP for Garu, and Alexander Kwesiakwa, the MP for Achimda. We are grateful that you joined us for the conversation today. To you who watched us, there's no ABC in the morning without you. And I say thank you for receiving us back on your screens. We'll be bringing you the live updates from Parliament when it's time for the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kasia Latoforsen, to present the 2026 budget statement. And we will be there to bring you all that is happening. So tune in here on ABC News GH. We'll be bringing you the midday news. You don't want to miss out on that at all. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to be back. And let's continue to have a great show here on ABC News GH. For more news, visit our website, www.abcnewsgh.com. Also interact with us via socials at abcnewsgh_. I am ABENA Mante. Thank you for joining us. For myself, James Ohenba Makion, and the whole crew, we wish you the very best of your day. Enjoy.